Good evening, everyone. I am Srinivas and I welcome you all to this wonderful session on this wonderful day. We cannot ask for a better person for today's topic, how to write an article. On behalf of everyone here, we welcome you, Mr. Prime Point Srinivasan, sir. Mentors like you are hard to find. Mentors like you became a special part of life. Mentors like you are like fathers. Happy Father's Day to you, sir. He has initiated Prime Point Foundation Presence, India's first monthly e-magazine, which is running successfully since 2006, Education Loan Task Force, in which guiding students on education loan, Sansad Ratna Awards, honoring top performing Indian parliamentarians, next gen political leaders, wherein creating future political leaders, Digital Journalists Association of India, in which developing professional skills and awareness of digital journalism. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam always used to say he would like to be remembered as a teacher. Same way, Prime Point Srinivasan sir used to tell the same, and he always gives his time and space when someone wants to learn. Why is writing important? Writing is an essential job skill. Writing equips us with communication and thinking skills. Writing expresses who we are as people. Writing makes our thinking and learning visible and permanent. Writing fosters our ability to explain and refine our ideas to others and ourselves. Writing preserves our ideas and memories. Writing always allows us to understand our lives. Writing allows us to entertain others. The person who has excelled in all these is our chief guest. We can't wait much to listen to you. Once again, we welcome Mr. Prime Point Srinivasan, sir. Over to you, sir.
Good evening, everyone. I'm happy that Srinivas Gopal, yesterday he was asking me how we can write an article. I preferred that instead of telling him the methods, I thought that the same time it is going to take, we can have whomsoever is interested, we can have a Zoom session. Then immediately within a day, he has organized. Anyway, thank you a lot for all the people who have joined. Some of the names I am not familiar also. They have all joined from different parts of the country. Anyway, I welcome you all. Storytelling is a very challenging task. We have many eminent people are here in this audience, even the professors, chartered accountants, even the Jambavans of journalism. Susan Koshi is there, T.N. Ashok is there. So many people are seniors are there. Still, I venture to share some of my views as an ordinary person in a normal language. The storytelling is always a very tough task. You will have a lot of thinking process. I may like to think, I may have a lot of ideas. We don't know how to put an idea into writing. This is one of the main challenge for everyone. In this, I would like to take you through a slide. Then I will also have a question and answer session at the end. I made it as a 5 simple steps to write an article. Because certain time, people will be giving an advice in a different format. This is a format, you can do this and that. But when we are approaching this task in a simple, we make it, break it into simple terms, and then we are bifurcating into a small pieces, then it is easy for us to complete the task. It is not only for an article, even for anything. We have professors are there, chartered accountants, so many other people are there. If you have a big task, you break it into multiple pieces. Then part 1, part 2, step 1, step 2, step 3. Then if you do that, then automatically you will be able to reach better perfection on that. Next. Say I'm going to, next. There are evolution. Now, I'll be taking around 30 to 35 minutes for presentation, and then I will also go for a question and answer session. In this writing, so the evolution, I'm not going into the historical value of how the communication was there. We had culvertus, we had a lot of temple scriptures and all these things. I'm not going into that. In the modern era of 100 or 150 years, and we started bringing a print journalism. Then newspapers, magazines were there. Then the radio broadcasting started. Then the radio hams were there. Then slowly the television came. 1975, the television came to India, and even in Chennai we had that. Then internet. Then internet came into 1995, August 15. The moment when the internet came, many people might not have expected that the internet would make a lot of changes. The way of communication, everything would be, then nobody expected it. And the internet made a sea change. It became like a tsunami. Now we have a website, we have a social media, we have a messaging apps, we have a podcast, YouTube. So many things are there. Now today, internet, even now we are conversing with each other through the internet. And even in the pandemic situation, without meeting each other, we are meeting in the digital format. Next. In the present trend of internet is, there is in the print media, our reading style was totally different. Totally different. Our habits are totally different. There is a lot of changes in the reading habit of the people. Even many of us are reading a print materials like Hindu, Indian Express, or regional newspapers. And we are also reading the same content in the internet. Our reading style is becoming different. We are reading all the contents in a different devices. We are seeing on a big screen, like a big screen, a desktop, then again a mini screen, the laptop, or even in the mobile screen. Nowadays, mobile journalism also has come. I think Samaran is one of the, I don't know whether he is there in the audience, and mobile journalist. Now the concept of mobile journalism also has come. In a small screen, you are able to come out with a lot of news information, very quick information are being generated. Then the contents have to be brief, because in the earlier, the center page article used to be 4,000, 5,000 words. And even T.N. Ashok is there, PTI former editor is there. They used to produce a lot of 3,000 words, 4,000 word stories. Now it would be produced with the center page. And now today, people are not having that patience to read all these 4,000 words. They skip. They probably see the headline and pass it over. So your stories have to be very brief and crisp with more images. And more images are, and visual presentations are nowadays are more sought after. Even the elderly people also, they are looking for that. Now that is why we are having a lot of memes. Like cartoons have become the memes now. Today, meme creators have come. Even politically, a lot of memes are being generated. So they are able to communicate so fast in the through the images also with 1 or 2 lines. This is how our communication style has undergone a lot of changes in the past 10 or 15 years, or even 20 years, or even the last 1 decade. After the emergence of social media in 2004, 2000, after that, slowly the emergence, social media emergence, Twitter, Facebook and all. So our reading style, writing style, everything has undergone a change. Next. Now I am going to take you through the 5 simple steps. You can just, I am also sharing the PPT with you all. I am just taking you, as I said, your big task is to write an article. You are seeing something. You want to write something about that. So many things are there. And 5 simple steps I am going to take you through. You can break the task into 5 pieces so that each one you will understand much better. Next, making a 5 steps like this. The first is how you are going to gather the information, how you are going to plan and planning and preparation. Then the third step is the vital step is about writing. The fourth step is about editing. Fifth one is publishing. All the 5 put together, you are completing the task. Even if at one stage, if you hear, then all these things will be carried over in a wrong manner. Your final level, you will not get a better input. You can just go through that. We will go through step by step now. First step. First, to gather the information. You have to gather. I used to always compare it with your mother's kitchen. You just imagine writing an article is your mother's kitchen. That's all. When you go to the kitchen, when you observe in the house, your mother or wife or somebody, the ladies, they have a lot of things on this. Suppose today when they are planning something for recipe today, for sambar or rasam or anything, and they will first gather all the information, gather all the materials. They will have vegetables will be there. They will have a salt will be there. Sugar will be there. There will be all the masala powders will be there. Everything will be there in plenty. You will have a salt, 1 kilogram of salt in a packet will be there. You will have 2 kgs of brinjal will be there, but we may not require for that house 2 kgs may not be there. Only quarter kg would be sufficient. But they would have gathered all the materials there. You just remember mother's kitchen there, so that you will be able to better understand. Now, before that, who are the likely readers? That is what. Who are you going to take? Suppose when they go for a kitchen, then what about the daughter, what she will prefer, husband, what he will take, children, what they will take. All these things are being planned. Same way when you are going to write something. And who are your likely readers? Are you going to write for professionals? Are you going to write for doctors? Are you going to write for students? Are you going to write for bankers? Are you going to write for academicians like Professor Gopal? Are you going to write for chartered accountants like Mr. Mohan? Are you going to write for media people like Ashok? So you have to first decide who are your readers, possible readers. Then what are the topic and theme? On which theme are you are going to write? Now today we are writing an article, say for an example, you are writing an article on petrol price. Then what is the topic? What is the possible readers? Suppose, are you going to write it to the government, bureaucracy, or are you going to be the general audience, consumers, petrol price hike, and gather all the connected information, relevant or irrelevant, just like I said, whether it is all connected, you may have plenty of information. And say for an example, you may require 1 spoon of salt, but there will be in the kitchen, your mother will have 1 kilogram of salt. It is not that the entire 1 kilogram of salt is going to be used in the kitchen. Hardly 1 spoon or 2 spoon will be used. So you must keep all the relevant information, gather all the relevant or irrelevant also, even connected with that petrol price hike. Irrelevant information also may be there, connected, but it may not be used. But first you collect all the information, then we can decide what we have to use or what we are not going to use. Then finally, size of the article, number of words, that is very important. If you are going to write for a digital medium, nowadays all of us are writing only for a digital medium. As far as possible, reduce it to 500 words, maximum 600 words. And when you are going to write with 1,000 words or 800 words, add it with more of images. So make it quite interesting, because without images, when you are going to write, then the readers will be feeling hesitant to read the materials. So the size of the article is also like a size of your mother. Suppose if there are 2 people in the house or 3 people in the house, how much she is going to cook, how much she is going to the rice, how much she is going to make, how much sambar she is going to make, how much vegetable she is going to make. She is for 3 people means 3 people only, not for 10 people or 20 people. So in the same way, your article also should have exactly that similar 400 words or 500 words to the extent quite interesting. Next. The second step is the preparation. In the preparation is, okay, now I have gathered all the material. Now I have to structure. And what are the contents? What is that I am going to write? What I am going to write in the intro? What I am going to develop the story? What I am going to, how I am going to conclude? These are all the things mentally, or you can even jot down in the initial stages. For seniors with experienced people, they need not bother. The flow will come. For people who are going to begin with article writing, you structure, or a drawing you can make it, or a storyboard you can write it. In the film people, they call it as a storyboard. You can have a storyboard. You can just, in a white paper, you can structure that. What is your intro? What are the subject? What are the subtitles and other things? And what are the images that you want to gather? All the graphics that you wanted to. Already you have gathered a lot of things. In that, from that, what are the things that you want to use? And again, you might have had around 50 to 100 even materials for writing this article. All these things cannot be used here because your words are very limited. You have to give it like a Tirukural, you have to give. With the 30 people used to say Twitter used to be the 140 characters. We have written even 10 years back. Tirukural has given is only 30 characters. 30. We have to structure, storyboard, you have to write it. Then remember the 5W and 1H. This is a famous for journalists. That you have to, not only for journalists, Even when you want to make a presentation, even not necessarily a journalist, you want to make a presentation about your even IT person, or even college, or connected with anything, not necessarily a journalism. You just remember the 5W1H. You just ask this question: who, where, when, what, why, and how. The same petrol price. The petrol price, who is responsible? Whatever the connected questions on that, you will get an article like that. Who is responsible for petrol price hike? Who are all the people affected by the petrol price? Who then? Where are the areas the petrol price is hike is there reported? Then from when on the petrol price hike is seen, or when it is likely to end? What is the reason for it? Then why it has happened? The petrol price hike. Why? What is the reason? Why it has happened? And how it can be solved? How itself you can ask 2 or 3 questions also. So you put all the questions, you gather all the answers. That answer, if you reorganize, your article is ready. There is absolutely no problem. You are getting the 5W and 1H is the mantra that you have to follow. Then based on that, you can draw your images, draw your quotes and other things. Use title and subtitle for clarity. The title of any article is very, very important. Today, if you look at that, Dinathanthi used to follow a very good title. The title is a speaking title. The title itself will convey 50% of the story, or 50% of the communication is given in the title itself. And the docile title will not be good. The title should be more powerful. It should be striking. The title should convey 50% of the story should be given in the title. Sometimes, 2 titles are also possible. 2 titles. Even Dinathanthi, Makkal Kural, even the Tamil journalists, they used to follow that. Even Dinamalar, of late Dinamalar, they give a beautiful title. The title, you need not go to the story. The title itself will give you attractive towards that story. So the title becomes important. Then the subtitles also, when you are developing the story, the subtitles are very much important. The subtitles will be removing your monotony for the readers, because that will take you through the next. That will take the readers to the next point. Then writing, we are going for the most critical part of the article writing. This is actually the cooking part. Always your mother has made everything, kitchen ready, everything is ready, but the stove is on, and now gas is on. Now the writing, the cooking part becomes very, very essential, because that is the next 4 other stages are only serving. This is only cooking. This is a very, very important, where the article keep in mind the audience and relevancy of the topic. This is a very, very important. This is like your mother, who are all the people in the family, which is being like, what type of a recipe can be given. These are all the things are planned. The same way, your article also, you are serving the article to different type of a people, for you have a common thing. Then normally the general tendency in the communication is, communication itself, not for journalism only, come for any communication, keep it simple and stupid. That is what it used to be said. Make it simple. Don't write the jargons. Don't write complex sentences. But like a jalebi, you don't go on rotating the words. Make it as simple as that. And stupid. Stupid means you should write in such a way even a stupid person can understand. I used to always quote the great statesman Rajaji, C. Rajagopalachari was the Governor General of India. He was such a brilliant man. He had 2 types of writing. He started a Swatantra Party in the post-independence era. Swatantra Party was one of the right-wing party in those times. He was running a magazine called Swarajya. The Swarajya, if you look at that articles there, it will be high bombarding. That is, the greatest scholars and intellectuals used to be the members. Masani, Philo Modi, and so many great people were there. The articles, that if you have any occasion to lay down your hands on the old editions of Swarajya, you will find the articles used to be big languages will be there. And at the same time, Rajaji wrote Ramayana and Mahabharata. Even a school, elementary school student can read, and both English and Tamil. Such a simple language, very, very simple language. That is what I said, the stupid. Even a stupid person can understand Rajaji's Ramayana and Mahabharata, both English and Tamil version. I used to always, I'm fond of quoting this because for the contrary, because one is for intellectual writing. Sometimes we mix up intellectual writing, we deliver it to the common man, which he cannot understand. That is a main problem. The intellectual writing will not go with the common people. Next, there are 3 segments in the writing. In the first segment, in the introduction part, you are going to say what you want to say. You might have seen my first slide. I have given you, even it is applicable for a presentation also, it is applicable. Any communication, it is applicable. Now, in the presentation, I have shown you the 5 steps because what I am going to talk to you, I have given you a brief hint about that. Even in the introduction, you must give up what you want to say. This is a general thumb rule for any writing. What you want to say is the introduction. Next is say. You tell what you wanted to say, you tell everything. The third is closing is what you have told. Finally, conclusion is again what you have told. Though this is the 3 segments which you have to remember. That is the thumb rule in any writing or any presentation, any communication. What you want to say what you have said. The 3 aspects is to be there. The title and the article is very important. As I said, it should give the 50% of the story has to be told in the title itself. Split the content into various paragraphs. And as I said, that splitting is very, very important with a suitable subtitle. You may have a petrol price hike. You want to write. Then you cannot go on mixing up all the things together. Then you have to split into various paragraphs. The content itself, the petrol price, and what is the present condition of the petrol price, how it has developed, when it started, how long this petrol price hike is there, what are the reasons, then how are the solutions, what the world level, how it is there, and what are the solutions. So you can split into different segments with the subtitle. The subtitle, as I said, it will remove the monotony of the reading. Develop the articles in an interesting manner. One para should lead to the other. It should be like this. Article has to be written in such a way that it should be the people, the moment when you start reading the first paragraph, then the reader should not stop in between. He should complete that complete article, and then only he must leave it. Probably some of you would have read the Ponniyin Selvan or Parthiban Kanavu of Kalkis and all things. You will become an addict. Some of the people who are having the novel, Jayakanthan, so many people who are all addicted to certain novels, the moment when they go to the, when they start reading it, till they complete the book, they will not even eat and other things. That will lead to another. So this is how the article has to be structured in such a way that one paragraph should lead to the other paragraph, that it should lead to a conclusion. Next. Write in a third person. Never write I. Very, very important is third person. You look at it from a different angle. On a petrol price, you as an observer, you write. Don't write as my and other thing. Another, grammar, punctuation, tense are very important. Sometimes people start present tense and end with the past tense. People start with the past tense and end with the present tense. So these are all the tense matters are very, very important. Then use quotes. Quotes are very important in an article. When you are writing about the petrol price, you should also quote when you are writing neutrally. Where you have to write, you have to use the quote. You can discuss with the petrol dealer why, what reason he is giving it. You can discuss with the consumer what he says. You can discuss with the policy makers, sometimes the policy makers, or sometimes they want to be anonymous also. You need not quote them, because without their consent, you should never quote in an article. Then there should not be any factual errors. That is very, very important. We cannot just like that quote. Suppose if you have a doubt or any data, better you avoid that. This is you can't take a risk of putting up something which you have a doubt on that. Then you can quote, if you are taking it from a reliable source, please, if required, you please quote the source. Suppose you are taking from Parliament side, or from the government side, or from the state government side, or central government side, or from the public sector, or from the petroleum corporation side. You quote from there. That's not a problem. But never, never, never use wrong information. What is being circulated in the WhatsApp? The WhatsApp circulation informations, most of them, 90% are wrong. Don't rely on them. Next. Your article story is to be understood by a common man. This is the most important. You have a storytelling ability. First, sometime, I used to have some 15, 20 years back, I was having a discussion with Dinathan, the chief reporters. At the time, I was asking them how that they are able to make that story so quite interesting, because that is whether it is a Tamil or whether it is a English, the storytelling is an art by itself. How is that they are able to tell the story so nicely, attract the people today? And they used to say, they will collect all the information. They will mentally prepare themselves as if they are telling the story, communicating the story to a layman. That's how they used to have it. That's what many times I used to tell all our intellectual people also. You tell me as if I am a villager. I am an uneducated person. You want to communicate to me your concept. How will you communicate? That's how I will ask them. So that helps them to communicate well. That helps me to understand much better, because I need not be an expert on that. But if I am a non-expert, they should convert that expert ideas to a layman's language. That is very, very important. That is, a storytelling is always an important. If a particular word has several meanings, please use the word which has a commonly understood meaning. Sometimes some words will be having some different 4 or 5 meanings will be there. Most of them may not be even popular. One meaning will be quite popular. Use that word. Please don't allow the readers to carry the dictionary along with you. Even I find some of the people used to write the moment when they look for, it has become a fancy, they look for some sort of words that are very complicated. Then they will start using it in their communication. Because the other side may not be that much familiar with that word. They have to carry the dictionary also. That type of a thing. Then that is a very poor communication. Maybe the person who is writing it, he may consider as the best communication. According to us, it is the worst communication possible. So the more you are writing it in a simple language, the more your communication is the best. Next. Then you have to be very careful about the cyber law compliance. Cyber law compliance is very, very important, particularly when you are writing it for the net. Sometimes people plagiarism, they involve in plagiarism. Plagiarism means then they just copy from somebody's article and then a research paper which is available there, or university's website, and then they carry it in their name. That it will be found out. It will be quite serious. So please avoid such a thing. You can understand that. You can quote them according to the research done by Anna University, according to the research done by IIT Madras, according to the research done by Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore, or Ahmedabad. You can quote them, but not copy them as if it is your property. This is there will be a violation. Tomorrow we will land ourselves in a problem if you are violating the copyright rules. Do not copy and paste. Mention the sources. That is very, very important. And keep it in mind that the audience prefers minimum words and more of visuals. Visuals are very important. Keep as much, and now the tendency is towards a visual. That is why, as I said in the earlier, the memes are getting more popular because the people are not interested to read even lengthy articles. So we have a lot of challenges. You have to, lengthy articles cannot be avoided. At the same time, you have to provide a lengthy article also. But the way in which you are going to give them the lengthy article, the people should not feel disgusted. They feel disappointed. So you have to make a compromise. You have to make a lot of, it is like between, you have to walk very carefully on that. Next. Use the simple words. Do not exhibit your knowledge. Use very, very simple words. Don't write, because I know my knowledge, I am a great scholar in that. You must remember, your audience is not that scholar. You have to communicate in a simple language which an idiot can understand, a stupid person can understand. And another main thing is, never, never, never use a passive voice. Use always an active voice. Active voice is, I request you to visit us. This is an active voice. Passive, you are requested to visit. It's an authority will be there. All the governmental communication, the court communication, or even Mr. Mohan will be knowing the income tax examination, you are requested to, you are advised, not even requested, you are advised to appear before income tax officer. It is an authority. As if that's even the British days authority even is being followed today. But sometimes it will be too irritating for the reader when you are using the passive voice. Use as far as possible, use active voice in all your communications, even whether it is a letter communication, article, or even your oral communication. Everywhere in the communication, never use complex sentences. Split into smaller sentences. Sometimes people are, they will start and it will have a lot of 45, 50 words will be there. Finally, we may not know what they wanted to communicate and what they are ending to communicate. So better be there. Then if you are using a complex sentences, then what will happen is we may not be able to communicate correctly to the audience. The audience will get confused. What you are probably there is a risk of your communication being misunderstood by the audience also. So split into various sentences. Don't write too long a sentences. Next. Give your article, and the fourth stage. Now we have come to the fourth stage. Now we are coming for the kitchen is over. Kitchen, the recipe is, everything is ready now. Now we have come to the stage of editing. Now we are just tasting. Everything is well correct and all, because the main portion is already over. The editing part, your article has to be edited by any third person. Normally, even in our e-magazine, we have 1 or 2 layers of editing. This is a very, very important, because if you don't look at the editing part of it, because a mistake committed by the author will not be noticed by anybody, and ultimately it will show in poor light. Even the big print newspapers will have an editing desk will be there. Hindu, Indian Express, everything will have an editing desk. Even if Enron writes an article, it will be edited by another sub-editor. So that is a normal culture in the journalism. So we need to have an editing. Suppose in the social media, we have 4 billion people are using the social media. There are 4 billion editors and chief are there. And everybody, now we are as good as the Times of India or Hindu or Indian Express. So we need to be more careful about that. When we are producing something, we need to be careful that our articles are clean and neat. After editing, ask any of your friends to go through. Suppose if you are writing an article on science and technology, and better you ask somebody who is totally unknown to science and technology to read the article, so that whether you are able to communicate the science and technology topic in a very, very simple manner. This is a very, very important. And getting it validated by a person not connected to the subject is always better. I used to always quote one thing. When Ananda Vigadan, editor, when Vasan was there as the editor in those times, and big Tamil journalism, Jambavans were there, Shavi, Bharanidharan, and even Manian. So many big Jambavans of Tamil journalism were there in the editorial team. Whenever they used to write an article, when they leave it on the table of the copy, in those times, the copies were handwritten or typed or anything, they handed over to the editor, Vasan. Vasan used to call the lift operator. He will hand over the lift. He will hand over that copy to lift operator, and he will ask him, "You read and give me your reaction." The lift operator, while going up and down, he will be going on reading the article written by the great Jambavans in those times. Bharanidhar and Sabi, they were all great people. The article written by those Jambavans were evaluated by the lift operator. Once they all asked Vasan, "What, sir? We are all great, we have great fans, but you are asking." Then he said, "You are all writing for the people like the lift operator only. Unless the lift operator, persons like a lift operator understand the article, we are not successful. That's why I am giving it to them." So it is like this. They all accepted it. So it has to be understood. You may be the greatest writer of the earth, but still what you write has to be understood by a common man. Ultimately, it reaches a common man, that like a lift operator. That's what Watson used to do that. So it has to be ensured that common man understand that. Next. Then final stage is publishing, serving on a dining table. It's only you have either you will have your own website, you will have your own e-magazine, your own tools will be there, or somebody else like a present, somebody will be inviting you to share your articles with the e-magazine. So the release through the medium you have chosen, or you have been invited to write. Promote your article through various websites and social media platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and everything. Because not only you have to write it, you have to promote it. Then watch out for feedback. Feedback is very important. What the people are saying about that. You have published an article, how the people are feeling. Normally, what we used to do in our e-magazine, the moment when it goes out, I will call some people and I'll ask them at random, "How did you read that? What is your reaction?" Sometimes we get a reaction in writing. Sometimes we used to call and ask them to get the feedback. So feedback is very, very important for us to improve our writings in future, because still we are not sure that we are 100% perfect. So we have to improve day by day, minute by minute. So that is how we need a feedback every time. Next. Most important is ethics and etiquette are very important. Ethics and etiquette, without that, we may not be able to survive as a credible journalist or credible writers. We need not be a journalist. Everybody is a journalist. You have credible writers. Next. Again, the 5. Next. I summarize what I said in that. What earlier slide. I summarize. Then you have to gather the information and then prepare, then write, then edit and publish. These 5 stages, when you cross that, you are very successful. You become a good writer. These are all the simple steps. You break all the tasks into various small pieces and you complete that. Next is question and answer. And before going for a question and answer, I have a 4-minute video. And about that video, I will 1 minute wait. Before that, I will give you the introduction about that video. This is from Ramayana. How Rama describes what are the effective communication. This is probably everybody will be surprised. Is it what has got to do with the Ramayana, Rama and effective communication? Yes, communication is described by Rama in 7 rules he has given for effective communication, which is valid even today. Sugrivan and Hanuman were sitting on the hilltop and they were watching, because they were thrown out by Vali. And then they were watching. 2 young boys were coming, Rama and Lakshmana. They were walking around on the Kishkinda. They lost Sita to Ravana, and then they were walking in search of Sita. Then from the hilltop, Hanuman and Sugrivan watches both of them. Then Sugrivan gets a fear whether Vali could have sent somebody in the disguise to kill them. Now Hanuman says, no, that's not a problem. I think they look young boys, they look like Rajakumaras. I will go and meet them, and I will also ascertain who they are. That is, even at that time, Hanuman did not know who was Rama. And he comes down and he meets Rama and Lakshmana. Both of them were there. And he converses for a few minutes. He introduces himself. And then he is also asking, who are they? That takes place for a 10 or 15 minutes. The conversation happens between Rama and Hanuman. And Lakshmana was standing nearby, but he was not able to hear what the conversation was. Then then Lakshmana asked Rama, who is this man? What did he say? Because Lakshmana could not hear. Then Rama, first time in the Ramayana, that was the first meeting between Rama and Hanuman in the Ramayana, in the Valmiki. And first time, Rama introduces Hanuman as a communicator, as effective communicator. He gives what are in the process in 10 slokas. Valmiki says, what is the effective communication which Hanuman possesses? That is how the Rama introduces Hanuman as a communicator, not as any other person. Now, Srini will, 4 minutes video, he will put that. Then we...
Mr. Srinivasan, effective communication is a topic on which a large number of books and articles have been written. Some of them in very, very elaborate manner. But if you really want to know the quintessence of effective communication, in about 10 lines, you can find it in the 10,000-year-old epic Ramayana, where after listening to Hanuman, Rama describes the virtues and the qualities of effective communication by which Hanuman captured both their hearts and their imagination. I will just reproduce the slokas with very brief annotations. According to Rama, Hanuman impressed both himself and Lakshmana by the following attributes in the way he communicated his message. 1. Avistara. He was not too elaborate or too long-winded. Asandikta. He was not ambiguous. He was clarity personified, clear-cut in exposition. He was also samskara kramasampanna. He followed the grammatical requirements of the language. Na kinchit apashabdita. He says that not one word that Hanuman used could be replaced by any other word. That means the word exactly fitted the context and carried the meaning. Then he goes on to say that Hanuman said whatever he had got to say in Madhyameswari. That is to say, he was not too loud, he was not inaudible. In other words, he did not create any kind of an adverse vibes in the listeners by shouting at them, nor did he make listeners helpless to understand him by being inaudible. So he adopted Madhyameswari, median voice. Then he says something which we very often miss in our day-to-day conversation, even in listening to people, namely, Ucharayati Kalyani Vacham Hridayahari. 2 attributes. 1, pronunciation was impeccable. Absolutely, to listen to it was like listening to music. Ucharayati Kalyani. Because of which, Vacham Hridayahari. Whatever he said, his words went straight to the heart. Now, in our day-to-day converse, we very often underplay the importance of pronunciation. 10,000 years ago, Rama mentions pronunciation simply because he wants to emphasize the fact that words are animate. They are living as human beings are living. They are subjected to the same emotions as human beings. If you love them and respect them, they will come to you dancing and with joy. And one way of showing our affection and respect for them is to pronounce them correctly, so that they don't feel insulted and they don't go away and do not come to you whenever you want them. So Ucharana, the pronunciation of words, is merely giving respect to words which are as living as human beings themselves. So in these 7 or 8 slokas, Rama describes what had been written about probably in about 1 lakh of pages in the past 100 years.
See, as Mr. B.S. Raghavan is 92 years old and he is a retired IAS officer, very knowledgeable person. I recorded this conversation around 15 years back, and it is still valid. What Valmiki has said in the 7 slokas is the crux of the effective communication. Now we always say that communication, who is the father of communication, American or German and all. I always say for communication, India is the birthplace of communication. All others have only copied that. And we can have a separate discussion on that, how India is the birthplace of communication. But anyway, now I will make it open for the audience to throw any questions.